I'm going to visit the north of my country, where hundreds of thousands of families have lost their homes in floods. Climate change driven by fossil fuel use has increased the risk of flooding across the world. I've heard oil pollution in the area is making a bad situation even worse.
The oil in the environment and in contact with the human being is a silent killer. So with this flood right now, it is a disaster.
You can see the flooding waters here. Look at the water and look at the camp this side. The only thing that's supporting those people is this long water dive to keep them dry and safe. This is part of Unity State before the floods and after. In 2019, extreme flooding began. At the flood's peak in 2022, up to 70% of Unity State was underwater. More than 700,000 people have been affected across the country. Tens of thousands moved into Bentiu camp. Today I'm meeting a village elder called Nyakuma in camp. She's agreed to show us her flooded home. Nyakuma, male, شباب كمال
شباب كمال
تمام جسم كيف
ما دا من لا ما كنا باو يو
هسه برجع بيت هناك 200
بانا واسا.
South Sudan has always had some flooding in the wet season, but it's becoming more extreme every year. It's now the end of the dry season, and the water's still here. Nyakuma, أنا ما بعرف كلام تكانو ده. I'm panicking, I'm stressed. I am yet to get used to swinging left and right. Oh, we have cows around even. The Nuer people of this area have always kept cattle, but the floods have changed everything. في بقرة في بيت؟ في بقر؟
Hey, hello. Okay, Solia. Kapi, pia ok na ka.
This is Nyakuma's house. مش؟ ماله؟ سيدو بيت. كيف؟ تمام؟ الحمد لله. Without cattle and with crops underwater, food is scarce. Nyakuma and her family have no choice but to forage for food like the edible roots of water lilies. Sunday explained this space, it was occupied with people, kids playing around. They practice their cultural dances, and the kids even having their freedom, and also the huts, they have a space. But the water pushed them to a small spot like this, and he said they're living like a mosquito. Sunday, Nyakuma and their daughter Nyariak invite me to join their hard-won meal. Nyakuma, ciao. The flood waters harbor diseases. Nyakuma has recently recovered from malaria.
Ba wara ifina ba ko mojwe. Moy ko yitiam dit. Ana.
Gale asa.
Kana na ba ya cham. Cha ko riam da ya bagrar che ta ga la cham cha. Ana. Matela kuma malwako. Da ko chui ko indi de wona na penyama. Chual nan kam ko yuwe. Chual. Ba ko le jote na baro.
South Sudan was founded only 13 years ago, after decades of civil war. We hoped for peace, but fighting continues in many areas. The nation's poor and the government depends almost entirely on oil for income. The country's oil fields, including in Unity State, can produce crude oil worth approximately 9 million pounds sterling a day. But it comes at the cost to the environment. David Bojo Leju spent 8 years as a senior engineer for GPOC, an oil consortium that runs the Unity State oil field. He alleges that GPOC mismanages facilities, polluting the environment.
Oil spills from the wells itself, well height. Oil spills from pipe connecting other wells. Oil spills from the main export pipeline that had happened in a big quantity in 2019 and 2020.
This oil exists for over 4 months still. It's an area near drinking sources for the community around. Been cultivating that site and all over that side of the road.
David left GPOC in 2020. He says the pollution he saw was never cleared up and is more dangerous now than ever.
So with this flood right now, it is a disaster. The whole of that contaminated soil with the hydrocarbon is going to be flooded all over Unity State. I feel the effect of the oil in the environment and in contact with the human being is a silent killer.
To find out more about the impact of the oil pollution on communities, I'm on my way to Roriak, a settlement 20 kilometers north of Bentiu and right in the heart of the oil fields. Chief Chilhokpot leads a community of herders. He tells me the families here can't get clean water.
أسي موية في بيجاي موية نظيف
ما نزيف تريدين وثاقه وانا متاكو تينا تك جاث تك كم خل وين جامو كان
هل أفكار كتير قبل في راسك أنت خايف كلام موية ده؟
ngay cái chia cái tiền mà ngang ngồi phía chia cái ngay cái chia cái còn liêu có thế kia mà na kia là kia bây giờ mà bây giờ về đi
جوها
thì nó cột cái này qua mà thắc thì nó qua mà nhiều nó con này đi chuột có.
A German NGO, Sign of Hope, conducted 2 peer-reviewed studies of communities living near oil fields in Unity State. They found high sulfate content in the water and heavy metals in human hair samples. These are indicators of oil pollution and could increase the risk of birth defects. Off camera, someone shows me a picture of a baby with birth defects who died here. The chief tells me it's not an isolated case.
medan titina te chara to dora me chiwo to beterol chiwo beteke piu kan pi chara belium kail ka maradunan tereje beterol kan gat bagadies tinyen bagaladies chegare da ne cha nyot me da ne chigo to on totona me cha ka gwarpin wala moy ka balagu ka delwal.
What the chief tells me about the birth defects is really worrying, and I need to find out more. So I go to visit the hospital in Bentiu. The doctor takes me to meet a mother and her newborn baby. The hospital doesn't have the facilities to do genetic tests, and it's rarely possible to know for certain the cause of any genetic abnormality in a child. But the doctor thinks pollution might be a factor.
This deformity comes due to problem of oil. Okay, they used to rupture, this pipeline used to rupture, and those people have no access to clean water. They just drink from the river, where the river water and oil are mixed.
Outside the ward, the doctor tells me he has seen many similar cases.
People born with no limb, people who born with a small head, sometimes hydrocephalus. Sometimes a child will be born like this, will take only one day, die. Our environment is polluted by oil. They will cause also abnormality, genetical abnormality.
He tells me he's been trying to keep track of cases of babies born with birth defects. He wants the government to keep a proper register of babies with genetic problems and investigate the causes. I'm back to Juba to meet the first Deputy Speaker for the Council of States, Honorable Mary Ayen. She will tell me more about the facts in the northern part of the country. Mary Ayen is a senior politician from the ruling party. She's been raising concerns about children with birth defects with central government and thinks there could be many more cases.
We have reports from hospital. I have many photos, but most cases are not reported. This is one child. This is the other one. They are twins. So they were born in Parian Hospital. Actually, that was last April. There are so many cases, but this year, all of them died except this one. It was born in Pamir, in Jamjang, Ruwe.
Mary says after mounting pressure, the government launched an environmental audit last year.
So samples from the human blood, from their hair, from soil, from water were taken and sent to laboratories. And the government declared that the results will come out in 90 days. I think that was last September.
I've learned village elder Nyakuma and her family have had to leave their village to stay in her brother's hut near the camp. They've come because Nyakuma is sick. They suspect her malaria is back.
Nyakuma, صباح الخير. كيف؟
مالي
تمام.
تمام
جسم كيف؟ جسم كيف؟
تمين يعني جاي فانا وورو لا تريم ده
تجي في جوا مويه؟
دي
عشان كده قاعد تكون عيان.
أسي جسم سخن ولا بارد؟
بارد.
ما في ملاية تغطي؟ It's terrible outside. It's quite terrible. I ran to my container. My mind is still busy about people outside there. How are they managing, especially Nyakuma? She's been sick and the rain is just really, really strong. Thousands of displaced persons outside there. They're just stuck under their poor shelter. And the water level also it's rising. This is enough. It's a torture. Sometimes you ignore your emotions just to take the message outside, to show the reality. Because it's enough emotion torture, what I'm seeing around here, yeah.